Nature is indeed very fascinating, and if you just look around, we'll get to learn many amazing lessons and some hidden concepts. Have you ever observed these birds traveling around with the cattle grazing and trying to find something? Well, I'm sure you must have observed, and there is a wonderful concept hidden behind it because everything in nature happens for a reason. And that's what we are going to see in our today's session of population interaction. We live in a world where there are variety of species. Even if you take a small area, there are different types of organisms living in that, and they keep on interacting with each other, and that is called as population interaction. And these interactions are of various types. Let's see one by one. The first type of interaction is mutualism, in which both the species get benefited, and that's why we represent them by plus plus. And the best example of mutualism is mycorrhizae. Mycorrhizae are fungi which form a symbiotic association with roots of higher plants. Well, mycorrhizae have thin thread-like structure which increase the surface area for absorption of water. In this way, the roots get benefited, and the roots in turn provide high-yielding carbohydrate or energy molecules to the fungi, and in this way, both the species are benefited. Another example is something which we see around us every day, that is plants and animals. We know that plants need some medium to transfer their pollen grains for the reproduction, and animals serve as a medium. But animals have to be paid some fees for the service of transferring or delivering the pollen grains. And what's that? Well, plants provide nectar to the insects. The second type of interaction is competition. Well, this we have heard a lot. We see this everywhere around. And in terms of population interaction, it is mainly seen between two species which are similar in nature. Like some animals compete with each other for common source of food or some common resources, and in this both can get harmed. Hence, it is represented by minus minus. Well, not necessary that they need to be from same species. Example, the flamingo birds in lakes have to compete with the resident fishes in the lake for the same food source, that is the zooplankton. During competition, one species can get harmed comparatively more than other. This was observed by the scientist Gauss and is also known as the competitive exclusion. For example, the Abingdon tortoise on the Galapagos Island got extinct because the goats were introduced. Since goats have a higher grazing capacity, the goats were able to feed on maximum resources which the tortoise couldn't get, and that's why they got extinct. And this is a principle of competitive exclusion. The third type of interaction is predation, in which one species gets benefited and other gets harmed. Hence, it is represented by plus minus. And the best example of predation is the predator and the prey. For example, the carnivores, they hunt the herbivores. So, the carnivores get benefited and herbivores get harmed. Parasitism also comes under this category, since parasites depend on the host to get benefit and the host gets harmed. There are two types of parasite, ectoparasite and endoparasite. Ectoparasites are found outside the body of organism. For example, the ticks in dogs and lice in human body. And endoparasite example is tapeworm, which is one of the intestinal worm which feeds on the food which we eat in intestine. It gets benefited and it harms the other organism. There is one very interesting type of parasitism called as brood parasitism. An example is cuckoo and crow. Cuckoo lays its egg in the nest of crow, and the eggs of cuckoo resemble to that of crows. So the crow thinks that this eggs are of its own, and it gives all nourishment, nutrition to those eggs. And in this way, the cuckoo can get benefited since the crow is giving the nourishment to it. So it is all one type of very special parasitism, and in this way, you will find many people also taking advantage of other person. So next time when you see a cuckoo, do trace its path to see where it's laying its eggs. The next type of population interaction is commensalism. You remember the example of the birds and cattle which I had given in the beginning? That comes under this category, in which one species gets benefited and other species remains neutral. I mean, it neither gets benefited nor gets harmed. For example, when cattle graze in the grass, some insects get exposed. Since the insects are hidden inside the grass, the birds cannot find them. But when the cattle graze the grass, those insects come out, and the birds, specifically egrets, they can easily feed on them. So in this way, the cattle is not getting any difference, but the egrets or the birds are getting benefited. Another example of commensalism is barnacles and whales. Barnacles are the organism which stuck themselves on the body of the whale. Now we know that whale travels long distance in the ocean, and these barnacles get a free ride on the whale, and they can also explore newer areas in the ocean and get newer sources of nourishment. So it doesn't make any difference to whale, since whale is a huge organism, it just carries those barnacles, but the barnacles get benefited, and this is one of the amazing example of commensalism. The last example of population interaction is amensalism, in which one species gets harmed and other species neither gets harmed nor gets benefited. That remains neutral. Hence, it is represented as minus and 0. And the example of this is the same one as we had seen before. The cattle, when they graze, the insects gets exposed. So the insects get eaten by the birds. Hence, the insects are harmed. But it doesn't make any difference to the cattle. So this is one example of amensalism. These were the various population interactions, and we will find one of them easily if you just look around us. And here's one interesting question based on this. Let's see the question. And here's the question. Which one of the following population interaction is widely used in medical science for production of antibiotics? And here are the options. A. Commensalism, B. Mutualism, C. Parasitism, and D. Amensalism. If you have seen the video, you'll easily be able to answer this. Well, in case of antibiotics, if we observe the principle and working of antibiotics, antibiotics kill the microbes or any disease causing agent and help the patient. Population interaction, which is the concept behind it, is amensalism. Let's take example of the most famous antibiotic, penicillin. The penicillin secretes some substances which can kill the bacteria or the microorganisms around it. The penicillin itself doesn't get benefited or harmed, hence it remains neutral, but it causes harm to the microbes around it. Hence, amensalism is the principle used in the antibiotics. Isn't it interesting to see the different population interaction? And for more such amazing concepts, questions and videos, do subscribe to our Practically channel and download the Practically app and register to start your free trial. Thank you.
Bring learning alive practically.